Hey guys, I am doing the video for the beginning, I guess the story of Miss Gavyn Marie and her awesome home water birth. This, if any of you know me, this was actually the third home birth, water birth baby that I've been blessed to be able to have. But this time around, I've never really documented it much. And this time around, Danny and I knew that we wanted to try and do that. One, to show our kids, because together we have 5 other children. And 2, to kind of share with people who, may just kind of wonder how it goes, because unfortunately there's just so much fear around birth, and childbirth is just one of the coolest experiences. While it's very intense, it's just such a neat experience. So we made sure to set the camera up above pool height so that it would be censored nicely and be able to capture kind of that experience. And so while it's dark, we are able to share that video. So before it cuts to that, here she is. I got her sleeping, so she'll let me do a video, hopefully. But a little bit about her story. So this pregnancy, I'll be honest with you guys, being pregnant during the pandemic and all this stuff was the most challenging. You'd think that my faith in this process would be that it would be easier by a third kid, having done it 2 times before. And it was so much harder this time for just, I think, a multitude of reasons. The climate we're in was just, it is so difficult, just a lot of fear and a lot of angst and a lot of stress, and we had a lot of kids around. There's a lot of change and a lot of dynamics that we had throughout the pregnancy, but it was cool, just staying where I am now and just being able to just see how magnificent and powerful our human bodies are, and being in holistic health like I am. Obviously, I'm a big advocate of things as natural as possible. There's never judgment. Part of doing home birth is knowing that while your plan A is what it is, and I always do everything I can to facilitate that outcome, with my diet, my lifestyle, and throughout pregnancy, and my self-care, and that nothing's ever guaranteed and nothing's perfect, and if something were to go wrong, we're blessed that we have the medical resources that we do, and I trust my birthing team to make those calls and to handle a lot of that, anything that's outside of their abilities and stuff. So anyway, so her birth, so the pregnancy was really, really mentally hard this time. Physically, I felt really good, but mentally and emotionally, it was so much more challenging to keep my head in that space of just confidence, and it was just way different this time. And so come birth, she's a third kid, so you'd think that it would, by 40 weeks you'd be birthing. My first son was 41 weeks plus 4 days. My second son was 40 weeks plus 1 day, and she went 41 weeks plus 3 days. And I'm sure part of that was the stress. Like, the body is it's really amazing the way it works. It kind of, if you tell it that it's not safe somewhere to bring a life in this world, then it kind of holds back. And I'm sure that had part of, something to do with it too. But anyways, she cooked perfect. And, we're a week and a day past her birthday. And so she was born on August 28th at 6:41 in the morning. She weighed 8 pounds, 2 ounces, and she's 21 inches long. And my water broke a little after 11. And I'd been having kind of contraction stuff for days, but nothing like really painful, but definitely more than Braxton Hicks. Definitely stuff I hadn't had with the other 2 boys. My body was just like gearing up ahead of time. So I kind of expected that when it was ready to go, it'd be ready to go. So water broke, still was having contractions. They kind of got regular. I slept for a while until about 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning, I had to get up because the contractions were intense, more intense, and I was going to need to position and breathe through them and do all that stuff. So I did, and I had Danny call the midwife, and I think they got there about 5. I think I got in the pool 5:30 to 6, and she was born at 6:41. So it was pretty speedy, and Danny was able to be totally involved, and like you'll see in the video, it was really, really cool. It's really neat. The one thing about not just natural birth, but like home birth or doing things your way, because we all have a way that we're more comfortable, and this has always been the way that I was more comfortable. But it was just being so in tune with my own body and my baby. You know, I was the one checking where her head was. Nobody told me where, you know, how dilated I was or wasn't. They never have. I told them how far her head was. I birthed her head by myself, you know, and then you'll see in the video, you know, Danny gets to jump in and helped with the rest of her. And she did have a cord around her neck a little bit, which sounds really scary, you know, but luckily I'd been well researched, and up to 35% of babies will have some kind of cord entanglement, and we're usually just fine. Yes, there are emergency situations, but a lot of the time that cord is really, really powerful. And like the midwife explained, it's really movable, and you know, nature just really knows what it's doing. And this experience was just, it was so humbling to do it once again, especially in this time, you know, during the pandemic and everything. It was so humbling just to see and just really remember how powerful our body is. My mind kind of lost it for a while, you know. My mind was, I don't know, giving up a little bit, you know, its faith in this process. And my body didn't, you know, my body did it. It's so strong. And the way that, you know, God made us is just incredible. So that is actually why we share this video. It's not, I mean, yeah, I do a lot in wellness, but this isn't like a, you know, this was for our kids and for our family and for anybody that wanted to see it. But it really too is to just empower people that we, especially women, like we are so capable of so much more than we're led to believe we're capable of. And, you know, once you cross that threshold, you know, you look back and you're just like, you know, it's really transformative. And I'm just, you know, it just makes you so grateful. So anyways, here is the video, and it's really dark, so don't worry. You don't really see anything nasty. But it was a really cool experience, and I just appreciate, you know, being able to share it with people that wanted to be a part of that. Again, no judgment. We all have different levels of comfort and how we want to do things. But the point is making our decisions. You know, we all deserve to make a decision of, especially when it comes to childbirth, you know, and our bodies and our babies, and making our decision of how that experience, how we want it to go for us, you know, to an extent. And if it can't go exactly that way, then, you know, then so be it. You know, that's what that stuff's there for. But if it can, it's just an experience that I wouldn't trade for anything, no matter how intense and hard childbirth is. Like I said, it is transformative. It absolutely is. Even the third time. But I wouldn't trade it for any other way. And, you know, the outcome, she did so good. She was a little bruised when she came out, 'cause she came out pretty quick, but she is a good sized baby, and she was very brave to go through that whole experience like she did. You know, coming out of a birth canal has got to be, got to require quite a mighty little human to take that on too. So thanks you guys for letting us share it. And if you want close up, we're gonna wake her up a little bit. Oh, she's sleeping. Say hi, Gavyn. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys.
Take some breaths. Don't blast your baby out. You know, allow that head to come really nice and slowly, okay? When your baby's head is out, I want you to feel for a cord. And if you can't do that, I can. But then I'll just talk you both through just lifting baby right up to your chest, okay? There is literally not a thing I need to tell you to do. Instinctually, you're doing everything just right. So stay in this zone and just speak up if you need any little thing, okay?
Babe. Honey.
You know, I'm not going to be able to get the head around the head, so you guys just come in and put your hands around the head.
Okay.
There you go. We're going to have to allow the body to come out and keep the head tucked to one side. So let's tuck the head over here and just let the body come out with it. Can you feel this cord right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job, honey.
Nice work.
Good job.
That's away.
Yes.
It's just right.
Good job, honey. Such good work.
There we go. Down, 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 down. Good job.
Good job, babe.
All right. One minute. Okay. There we go. All right, baby. There we go.
Good job, babe.
Yeah, you tell us about that. You're kind of purple. Yeah, well, purple's good. We like purple. Cough it out. Cough it out. Good job, babe. Okay, I'm gonna lift her up just a little bit. Okay. There you go. Break that out, sweetie. There it is. There it is. Good job. And keep it coming. Oh, you are incredible.
Good job.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh, that made that look easy.
Where's Tim? Yeah. Oh no, this is rude, isn't it? Don't do that. Good job.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh man, you felt really big.
You would not have guessed it. You are unbelievable. Like, we rarely see births like for birth.
Yeah.
All right, 7:41.
You pretty girl. Kind of chunky. Yeah, you baked in there.
Gavyn Marie is here. And Mom was a rock star. Oh, let it out.